Hello folks. Alright, we've got our Ruger Works, our 1022 receiver, trigger group, and barrel out of our stock. Now we're going to work on breaking it down a little further. And there's three pins that you want to take out. And I'll kind of point them out here. We're going to take out this pin here, this one here, and our bolt buffer, which this particular gun has a nylon bolt buffer in to take some of the jarring out of that bolt when it comes back. The stock one is steel, and it transfers all the shock of the bolt ending its travel into your scope and your gun, and just this takes a little of the sting out of it. So I've got a block of wood with a rag on it. It doesn't take a great amount of pressure or a great striking force to get these pins out. I use a punch and a screwdriver. Let's get that set up. There we go. There's one pin out. If your gun's brand new, it may take a little more work. But then it drives the pins out to where you can get a hold of them. Let's drive it a little further. There we go. Oh, it had the bolt pressure on it. Sorry about that. Anyway, the pin is out. Now we can remove the trigger group. Alright, last but not least is the bolt buffer. We get it, and this one's a tight fit. I'm going to use pliers to get it out of there, just because it's an aftermarket piece. It's in there a little extra snug. Alright, now we're getting down to the inner workings. About all that's left in there is the bolt, the charge handle, and spring. So let's see if I can get this wide enough. Now, the bolt will simply fall out basically, now that we've removed the buffer back here. So we're going to open it up all the way, and then it should pop right out. And then your bolt buffer and spring also come out of there. It just, the bolt will just drop in and lift out. Alright, let's get down and dirty and do some cleaning. We're going to use some Hope's Hoppies number 9. This is readily available to almost everyone. It's been around for years. I'm not going to say it's the absolute best, but it seems to work. We've got our cleaning rod out of our handy dandy cleaning kit. And I clean a gun, let's just say wet. I want to get everything loosened up and moving. And we've got our cleaning rod here with this little patch holder. It's got a little hole in the end of it. And we're just going to slip a folded patch through it, which might be easier said than done. But anyway, we're going to slide that about halfway through. And then I'm just going to dunk it and let a little of the excess dribble off of it. And then we're going to go to the bore of the gun. And we're just going to jab it on in there. And like I say, it's going to drip and run and what have you. And we're going to force this down through till it comes out down in our receiver. And yes, you're pushing dirt into your receiver. That's a fact. You can't argue that. We're just going to push this on down, and there it is. Now I'm cleaning really wet, so I'm going to drag it back through. Yes, I'm dragging the same dirt back through, but I'm getting the bore wet is the whole idea. And I might scrub it a little back and forth. Pull, push, pull, push, pull, push. Alright. As you can see, that came out pretty dirty. It's not filthy. They've been dirtier. This one's probably got 150, 200 rounds run through it. But anyway, now that we've done that, we're going to take what's called a cleaning jag, which is more of a little push deal than a pull. It's this guy right here. And it's meant just to push the patches through. So we're going to attach that to our cleaning rod. Bear with me here, I got to take the adapter off. Now I want to use patches that are more suited for the occasion, which are these little bitty, maybe 1 inch by 1 inch patches. Okay? We're just going to start pushing those through. And they come out down there in the receiver, and we remove them. And we put another one in. And this may take 4, 5, 6 patches. Push it through. And this is the second one through. And you can see there's still some dirt on it. We're just going to keep on pushing them through till we get them clean. Coming out the other end. And that's really the only way I know that you can get all that dirt pushed out of there. That way at least you start with a clean bore. Now, so that one's a little cleaner yet. Eventually we'll get this to where they're coming out absolutely clean. Now that's what, the fourth one? As you can see, there's still a little residue on it. But it's not copper colored. I'm going to push a 1x2 through it just to make sure we're getting clean. Still got a little residue coming through. Just got to keep after it till it gets clean. You'll get to where in maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 at the outside, you'll get this clean. And if you keep up with it, it's not so bad. We're getting cleaner and cleaner as we go. Alright, we finally got the patches to come through clean. Now, we're going to get the receiver cleaned up some. I'm going to use some of this spray cleaner. And that's going to get it started. Now, that particular cleaner is safe for polymers and all sorts of things. Now, you can see the gunk that came out of it on the rag there. And it seems like 22s are some of the worst. I shoot a lot of the cheap bulk ammo, and you tend to shoot a whole lot more rounds through a 22 than you would a 30-30 or an .6 or a 270. You know, you're going to shoot 8 or 10 rounds through a big bore, or what I consider a big bore, a hunting rifle, than you do these little plinking rifles. Alright, now that we've got most of the crud blasted out of our receiver, we're going to take a standard cotton swab. You probably have some in your bathroom if you don't have any in your workshop. And we're going to dunk it into the hopes, and we're going to start swabbing out all the little crooks and crevices. As you can see, I'm getting a good bit of grunge out of there. And all the shiny surfaces, so to speak. And when we get all that cleaned up, this thing's actually pretty clean. We're going to take a cotton swab, and this is my particular choice of oil. There's dozens, maybe hundreds, I don't know. But I'm going to apply just a little bit of this lubricant to my swab. I'm going to take and apply just a slight amount of lubricant on the moving surfaces, which there aren't many. Now that's your receiver ready to go.